Actually, I was a CEO at 11. I asked my grandfather for a pair of Chuck Taylor All Stars, and he asked how much the shoes cost. I told him 13.95 plus tax, and he said you're going to continue to get the two for $5 from Kmart like you've been getting, and you're going to be happy with it. Or you can get the lawnmower and you can go out and start cutting grass. And a few weeks later, I was up to 15 yards at $5 a piece, and that was cutting the grass, soliciting for the business, servicing the accounts, and collecting my money. So I think that would make me a CEO at 11. I had every color they had available. And he took me down to CNS Bank, Citizen and Southern, a Georgia bank, and that's where I opened my first bank account. I think I'm probably a cluster of a lot of people, and I basically say that because I've taken the good and the bad from a lot of people. And when I say taking the bad from a lot of people, one of the things that I learned first was when I ran into some of those supervisors and managers and leaders that I felt were horrible in their horrible treatment of people. I learned that when I got in a position that I would be over an organization or interacting with people, that is something that I didn't want to do. So that was a learning, and I think that I brought that forward. In terms of the business side, there's a lot of smart people in this business. There's people that understand the old legacy newspaper before the digital, before the web, before the smartphones, and they still have a lot of credibility and they have a lot of knowledge in this business for collecting news and delivering news. And those people that are Johnny come latelys on the digital side that are very smart. And I guess I'm a little bit of a hybrid of both because I got the best of both worlds because I don't have the legacy newspaper, and I didn't have to forget a lot for today's age because it's definitely different. Free time. Love to hunt. Read. I like to read trade magazines, particularly those people that are really good at marketing, those people that are good in strategizing how they took a business that may have been failing. The Boston market story is a good story, and businesses that are that are just kind of re-identifying themselves that used to make a product that is no longer relevant, and now they're making another product, and they just retooled. Um, those are always good learnings because, as everyone will attest, there's a lot of businesses that are just being flipped on their heads by the new technologies, the web, and we better be real good at learning how to do things differently. Um, my iPhone. I cannot be separated from my iPhone. If I leave the house and I don't have my phone with me, it's not a matter of going back at lunch. There will be a fast U-turn in the middle of the street because I just feel helpless without it. And so the iPhone and in the office space, losing email if email goes down, but I'd have to go back to the iPhone. That's the number one gadget that I have to have. Probably as many newspapers as I could gather up, uh, just for the longevity of reading. Um, Having my iPhone, of course, that could receive a signal no matter where I was, and probably probably a pretty good bit of food. As you can see, I love to eat, and Albany's good for that because I'm traveling the restaurant circuit right now, and when I'm done with that, I'm over at the Y working out because the food is good. So I'm definitely enjoying Albany. First of all, we're going to hire talent, we're going to develop talent, and we're going to reach down and make sure that that talent is bringing their A game every day. And you don't have to browbeat people to do that. You don't have to storm around and stomp your feet and wave your hands to do that. If you hire well and you hire good talent, you can challenge that talent to bring their A game. The other thing is to lead by example. I'm not asking anybody on staff to do anything I wouldn't do myself. And we're going to take care of customers. We're going to make sure that we're leveraging customers and doing what customers need us to do, getting them a return on their investments with us, and really just bringing your A game. Just doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, and challenging them, because if you hire strong and you hire the right people and the types that we really need in this business, they're going to challenge themselves beyond what we could ever challenge them to be. And they may need constant reminders that this is an A-game place to be, but in the long and short of it, I think that they'll be harder on themselves than we ever could be if you got the right talent on the bench. I would probably say Nelson Mandela, simply because everything that I read about what he experienced and how he experienced it, and just the trials and tribulations that he overcame and continued to stand strong. And at his age, I really think that I would put him in front of a lot of others, because, um, all of our days are numbered, but I know he's not in good health. And if I could spend a minute with him, I would enjoy doing that. Really, there's just so many places within a short drive of here that I would really like to just be able to go to and just unwind and get away from the stresses of the day. But in terms of just being able to travel, there's a lot of places that I went during my military stint: the Philippines and Guam and South Korea and Japan. I think it would be a lot different to go there as a tourist without weapons on your side, and probably to backtrack everywhere that I ever went in the military with a weapon, now to go without a weapon and be able to enjoy the place. I think it would be a vastly different view and experience. So just some gorgeous places around the world, but most of them were during my military stay. I really believe that in the crowded space, be it direct mail, be it television, be it radio, be it billboards. I mean, heck, you can go down the street now and you can see a monkey with a tambourine and a sign on their side, and people are just painting everything. You got people out in all kinds of costumes, so there's a lot of things that are being done right now to help people advertise their business. And because of that, I choose to step back and say, let's just do what we can control. Let's do what we can do better in terms of print and online and delivering our product to our customers. And let's not worry about the other guys. Let's worry about what we can control and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I think if we keep that cost effective, we continue to look for ways to leverage our brand in print and online. I don't think we have to look at others. I think as long as we're taking care of ourselves, we may be the ones that they need to look at. And that's the position that I like to take versus chasing others. We don't have to chase others. This building's been sitting here for a long time, and it'll continue to be here. What we have to do is find ways to leverage our brand, and let that be where we rest. But it's not about it's I venture to say that it's not about looking at what the others are doing, because there's so many things that we can be doing better, and that's where I tend to hang my hat, and I think it'll take care of itself. I'm a closet comedian. It helps. It helps to laugh. Every day you should find a reason to smile and laugh, no matter what you're facing. Uh, Life's not that long, and I see people in all walks of life, And you know, I was over at the hospital the other day, and I was meeting a colleague for lunch, and you just kind of sit back and you look at the people that are coming and going out of the hospital, and you know that they have some serious issues. Um, we're all going to get our day there. So I challenge people to work hard, play hard, find a reason to laugh, and find a reason to give thanks. But us sitting here, even having this conversation, is a reason to give thanks. But I think you should find a reason to laugh. But I like to laugh, and I like to have fun. But closet comedian, sure, I like to do some stand up.